This week we are at Hair of the Dog in downtown Toronto for the Pinty's Players Championship. Tonight I have two great guests, the Olympic gold medalists, Anna Hasselborg and Sara McManus. I hope you enjoy our show. Ladies, thank you for joining me. Our first ever international guest on Pinty's Pub Chat.
Yay, did we do that?
Yes, Bob. So you're coming off of the World Championship, a silver medal, but before we get to that, let's talk about the gold medal. Olympic gold medalist, how did that feel? Like, it's got to be surreal to come from where you've come and be the Olympic champions?
Go ahead. Like both, like it's surreal of course, but at the same time we worked so hard at it and we really believed in ourselves when we came there, in a way that we were still very humble because we thought that the world was really, really great. Like all the teams there were in their top shape and like, yeah, no, like it's surreal, but at the same time it's kind of real too. Yeah. I'm very proud of what we have done as a team.
Now you mentioned being humble, a little more humble than maybe Team Schuster, the gold medalist on the men's side.
I don't know.
You're very well known for being so classy in victory and defeat. We're going to go back now to some times like European Championship. For people in Canada, they don't know, like, what does winning the European Championship is almost more important to you than winning the World Championship, correct?
Yeah, well, kind of the same.
Yeah.
But like for us, like it's huge, of course, and it meant so much in so many ways. Since we had like the 2 silvers before, and it was like this huge goal for us this year. That was the biggest goal that we had. So it was really important for us to actually win it.
Yeah. And like you want to win everything that you can win, and like now we won the Olympics, me and Sarah won the Junior Worlds together, and now the Europeans. So like the Europeans is up there about like what you thought about as a team, like a great team should win. So and there's so many great teams. Like look at this Worlds, it was the same European final as the Worlds. So.
Yeah, it was. You played Silvana in the European final. Now, one of the additions you made this year, and not many teams would do this. Like you are the reigning Olympic gold medalist, and you added a coach into the mix.
Yeah.
Very dear friend of mine, my dad, Wayne Madaw. How did you even approach that? Who reached out to Wayne on your team?
We reached out together, kind of, but we emailed, if I remember correctly, we emailed Sherry.
Yes. That's a good step. That's a good step.
Yeah, but that was because we didn't have Wayne's phone number or email.
Oh, I thought you meant you wanted Sherry to coach.
Oh, no.
She said no, and you settled for Wayne. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
Actually started with, like we said, so our European qualification and world qualification is that like the top 3 results on the tour, and one of those competitions were going to be the Elite 10, and we never played skins before, so we were like we need to win this one, like, and we need to be the best we can be at skins as soon as we can.
Yeah.
So we were like, who is the best in the world at skins?
Oh,
and then
wait.
it all.
Well, first you called me, but I was busy emceeing.
You couldn't.
Yeah, I was busy.
And you, that was harsh, but yeah.
Yeah, that was
it turned out okay.
It turned out very well. I remember watching, obviously, that event, and none of the games were overly close. Like, you really, for a team that had not played very much skins, and you're humble, you're not going to say, yeah, we killed everybody, but you did. And I remember talking in that event to Wayne about his philosophy in the skins. Most of the teams you ran into played very aggressive.
Yeah.
Wayne had you guys really simplify it.
Yeah, that's what we loved. Like when we had the first practice with him, he was like, because we were a little bit scared, like, okay, we're gonna play skins, this is so difficult, and he was like, we're gonna play this really easy. You just take your dues, or you force, or like, or you steal.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can do that.
But that was really nice, and he was really like, yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and it's kind of also our philosophy, so it felt like we clicked immediately because it's important for me to have a coach that believes in the way of curling that we want to play, and like we just had a lot of fun at the skins. I really thought it was so much fun. Yeah.
It's always fun when you win. You just made a great point. Watching that world final against Silvana this year, key situation, and you call a timeout. And Wayne comes out, and you could tell he wanted you to play the draw, and he thought that was the highest value. But right away, he could see you were leaning towards playing the hit, and he immediately got on board with that. Do you feel it's really important to have a coach that just, he can read you as a player because he's been there before and he knew what you wanted to throw and he just threw that support behind you? Because you made the shot, you end up getting your 2 easy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, it's so cool with Wayne because he has been in all situations on all different positions too. I have a great communication with him, and I definitely think that I really trust him on the timeouts, and I think he really trusts me making the shot that I want to play. So he always be like, go with your gut, Dana. Go with what does your instinct tell you? And we had a very important shot in the Europeans too, and he just came out and asked me, what do you want to throw on your last? And I was like, I want to throw the 4-foot draw. And he's like, then you're playing this shot. And it was like so simple. And then it ended up for making that draw, and it was like a win. And it was,
So that's enough about Wayne. He paid me $20 to get that in there. Let's talk about what you do back in Sweden. I mean, are you professional curlers? Do you have jobs? Let's find out a little bit about you two. What do you do? I know you work out a lot with a dog. I see the dog all the time.
It's a lot of dog pictures on my Instagram.
What's going on? Why is your dog in the gym with you? We can't do that in Canada.
He has to be with me all the time. And the best thing about my CrossFit dogs, it's full of dogs. There's so many dogs in there. Yes, I know. It's the best place.
it's like a thing with CrossFit and dogs.
Kind of.
So that's a natural. What about restaurants? Are dogs hanging out there too, or is it just a CrossFit?
I do have.
So you have a lot of really fit dogs. Dogs in the coffee shop too. So you have coffee drinking dogs that are super fit from CrossFit.
Okay, that's Sara.
That's my life in Gävle.
Okay. Do you have jobs back home?
No, it's like crazy to say, but we're 100% curlers, and it feels amazing, and we're like super humble about it too, and we're like feeling so lucky to say that it's.
And it's been like a great journey too. Like when we put this team together, we knew that we were going to work hard. We had no money at all, and we said that if we're bankrupt, like if we don't have anything, at least we tried. And then we made the European qualification, and we went there, and then rest is history. But like in the year before the Olympics, we still wasn't funded, and we all had full-time jobs, and we were very close on being burned out, the whole team. But we said, like, just keep going, because we know there was like a greater goal in the end. And then since the Olympic season, we've been full-time. But
Speaking of burnout, like you had a huge year last year. You played all of the slam events. You played the Europeans. You played the World Championship, runner-up in that Worlds to Jennifer Jones. This year, the Olympic gold medal. Maybe time to take a little bit of breather. That was originally your plan. What happened?
Didn't work out. No, but like there's so many fun competitions that you want to play, and good competitions. So like when the World Cup, when they just started that, it was like, we want to play this and just like see where it's going, because we didn't know how it was going to be, but it was really good. So we ended up playing as many tournaments as last year. So it's been busy, really busy.
What's big in Sweden? What do you watch back home? Is it soccer a
We
big
say
sport?
football, you say soccer.
I'll go
Football is the right
Go
word.
football.
People.
and cross-country skiing.
Yes.
And what's the future for Team Hasselborg? Are you together moving forward this full quadrennial? Like, what do you see in the future? Do you think that far ahead, or just these next 2-3 years?
No, I think it's so cool that we had the opportunity to put like a 4-year plan for the first time, because when we put this team together, it was a little bit like of a rush. We just went from one competition to another just to make the Olympics. But this we have put like a more long-term plan in, so it's definitely going the full cycle. And we're still pretty like. I'm young for being a skip, so I think Koo is way older.
Well, Koo, I mean, that guy hasn't had hair for 20 years.
That's not what I said. I just said he was older. And Annette Norberg was like, there's a lot of great players that has some age to it. So.
How did you get into the game? Like, how did you start curling? Like, why
curl?
Why curl?
My mom and dad tried it out before me because they saw like what do you call it? Like a thing in the magazine. Like,
Okay,
So they were like, oh yeah, we should go and try out curling. But I played soccer
Yes.
too until I was like
You played football.
Football.
You played
Yes,
football.
I was just trying
We're
to
nice
speak your
here.
language.
Do your best here.
Yeah, so I played football
Yes.
until I was like 17, but then I decided to like
Switch it
full-time
over.
curling.
And you have some Scottish background in you. Tell us about that.
Well, like my dad was born in Scotland, but then
He was a football player.
he was really good. Yes, he was a professional.
Yeah.
Footballer. Yeah. But then he moved to Sweden, and all my like relatives moved down to England. So now like, yeah.
Wow. And you, how'd you get involved in the game?
My parents are curlers and they met through curling. My dad has.
I'm trying to meet someone through curling, but it's not working.
You will get there.
Will I?
Yeah.
So he's like a European champion and a world silver medalist. And he coached me for many, many years. And Sara, and her junior team when I wasn't around too. So like curling has always been a big thing. Like my uncle was the Swedish national coach before Peja, and my brother played with Niklas. So
Okay, yeah.
If you say Hasselborg in Sweden, everyone is like,
Yeah, I'm familiar.
player. So okay.
I remember watching your dad play in the World Championships in like 1983.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, I usually say.
Now, I wasn't born then. I had to watch the videos.
I say that I didn't have a choice, but it's not true because I loved curling from the first second.
But
I
you were
always
like
played
kind of born into
it, yeah. But I also played like football for a long time. But curling has always been my number one thing. So.
Well, we are very lucky to have you in the sport. You're very classy ladies in victory and defeat our reigning Olympic champions. Hopefully you'll add a world title to that someday. 2 Grand Slam titles this year. A lot of money on the line this week, and I wish you all the best. I thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
That wraps up our first season of Pinty's Pub Chat with Pete. And for more great curling content, check out thegrandslammofcurling.com. Normally I say tune in. You can't tune into a website.
No.
Right? You can't. I used to always say, he's like, dude, you can't tune in. Like,
Yeah.